Welcome to Bathurst. Here we are. I've finally upped my game and grabbed a McLaren BMW. Just get tired of these cars flying past me when I use the BMW or when I use the Toyota. So I spent the morning training in this car, got my record lap and qualified 6th. So let's head off. Oh, didn't take the first corner very nicely, so I've lost track of the front group, but I'll let them fight it out. Oh, and I've got a guy bumping me at the back already. This little beetle. I think I moved over nicely to let him through, but he's a little bit on the aggressive side. Not taking this corner too well, but those guys are hacking it out in front. Yes, the guy behind me is getting a bit irritated. Probably going to go through reasonably soon. Ah, hit the wall, and of course. Now what I would love is if when other people hit the wall, I could go through as nice as that. I definitely have difficulty getting through when other people in front of me crash. In fact, my experience is when I crash, people go through, and when people in front of me crash, I hit into them, and I end up losing more places than the guys that crashed in front of me. Maybe it's beginner's bad luck, maybe it's just lack of skill, lack of experience. Now, this part's quite tricky in the McLaren because it's got a loose tail and it likes to spin out. And I have spun out more than once today in this car, but now I'm being pretty careful, and I've learned that you just got to take your time in these races and just take it easy on the first lap especially.
Coming to win, we emerge from the rubble, still clutching their pen. Nothing can kill the brothers when they summon the skill. Still submerged in the hustle for a couple of mil. Triumphant once again, we coming to win. We emerge from the rubble.
Now look at this. I'm cruising past this guy. I can't do that in any other car. It's the McLaren. It's the fastest car for this track. I'm convinced of it. Certainly in a straight line, it's the fastest. Now, it's not got the best brakes, which means I often have a problem with this corner and some other corners. You've got to brake a bit early, but I guess it's the streamline, the fact that the car's a bit more aerodynamic.
But still, we haven't had enough of our fill. We've got hopes and wishes, but nothing fulfilled. I hear a lot of music, but none of it's real. Nothing I feel. What happened to the love and appeal? What is the deal? Selling out for bundles of skrill. All these cowards try to tower, but they
Right, still there. The car's got quite a bit of grunt and probably took the corner better than me. Now, my sportsmanship rating just went down there for a sec, possibly because he was faster than me. And ironically, if he bumps into you, your ranking goes down because you should be sort of getting out of the way. It's kind of a rough deal because typically when I bump into someone, I get either penalized or drop my rating or both. It's kind of, I haven't figured out this ranking system too well. A lot of situations, it's sort of demonstrably unfair. Like there, for example, I'm trying to get through, the guy swings in, at least I didn't get penalized. It's very difficult to overtake on this track, I must say. And this is my least favorite section. This is actually a terrifying section, especially this corner. So often I go off onto the grass there. In fact, that's how I lost so much time this morning, was going off onto the grass there and spinning it and hitting the wall and holding down my brakes for half an hour trying to get going and nothing happening. I think to improve this game, it should be, if people crash, if there's a carambolage in the front there, those cars should be invisible and you should be allowed to go through them. And that seems to be a weird aspect of this game. Sometimes cars are invisible and you go through them, but then you still crash into them even though they're invisible. Look at this. That's the second time I'm going past a beetle in a straight line here. This car is just insanely faster than anything else here. Okay, you got to go really early. I remember on the BM I'd brake just before the 100 there, and here it's brake on the 150, so that's like 30% worse brakes than the BM. Let's take a look from a different angle here. See me drifting the corner, just keeping on the track. What I've been playing with lately as well is fuel consumption. So if I've got a comfortable space around me, I'll drop the fuel consumption to lean and then look at the guy behind me and make sure he's not closing in on me. And I'll try and use my skill to save fuel. And the good thing about that is when you get to the pit stop, you don't need so long. or you can do even sometimes an extra lap. So I remember that one race this morning where I completely stuffed it up. All I did was just switch. I was last. I was dead last. I switched down to the leanest setting you can. And I think, I pitted immediately. So I pitted like on lap 2. I think I even pitted at the end of lap 1. Topped up the fuel and just lean raced the rest of the race without pitting. And I ended up finishing like 11th or 10th. I think 10th even, out of 17 people. So I managed to gain 7 places just by saving fuel.
Gore-Tex for steps and bubble vest, concealed text in case they throw some blind threats. Homie, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi with that shinobi, laser lightsaber, cold case and all of you phonies. Kobe elite nines, kendama complete rhymes, chopper style. If I squeeze mine on Patron, squeeze lines, make it rain, squeeze down.
Yeah, touch the brakes and hard on the brakes. You want to be in second coming out here in the McLaren. And ideally get a draft on someone, but it didn't really happen in this race. The good thing is I tend to catch up to people. But this guy in front of me in the Nismo, and listen, I think he's got comparable speed to me. So it's the 3rd lap. So typically really fast guys will actually pit on the next lap. I either pit on the 5th or the 6th lap. Oh, this Jag's just, or Aston Martin, I'm not sure, has just completely lost it. So that's me up to 5th. Now I'm getting nervous because now I'm getting near the front bunch and I don't really want to tangle them because there's probably no way I'm getting past them. In fact, it's kind of rare for me to actually pass anybody.
Don't let arrogance get you embarrassed in these streets. Run up on you just for fun, take the chains off your feet. It's real in the field, I'm the master IC. This lyrical top sheet, we don't want your record deal. Do the knowledge, or get abolished, fuck it, demolish. My gun is matte black, but the flow is well polished. Y'all salty like otters, we on top this year. Keep opening your mouth, I make my Glock disappear, man. They gon' have to mention me among the best eventually. You couldn't even see the type of shit I'm on.
Confidently, do it so nonchalantly.
Do the knowledge or get abolished.
That's a fact.
And the group for the century. Look, the underground is back with the golden era vandals.
Old school, check it.
It's still the same.
So you better bring your skills when you stepping on my stage.
I thought instead of fighting with these boys, I might as well pit, and I just screwed it up there, and that's going to be a 2.5 penalty as I come out. I didn't know you could get a penalty there, but you can. And I'm gonna go for 4.8 liters, 4.8 laps of fuel. Although I've got 5 laps to go, I'm gonna play with the. So there, 4.9 laps remaining of fuel. I'm gonna have to start thinking about fuel efficiency. For the moment, I don't. For the moment, I just want to race. And at the end of that lap, the cool thing happens now is the boys in front of me go into pit and go from 7th to 2nd. So that's me in 2nd now. I've got the Nissan behind me, and I must admit I'm a bit worried that he's going to take me. But then again, coming down this hill here, I'm just going to pull away from him. He's going to wonder what the hell's going on. So we're up into the 6th lap now, and I'm reeling in the leader, which is surprising the heck out of me. The Nissan is still behind me. I think that's a Nissan, I'm not sure. And here we are on the second last lap, and I've got the leader in my sights, but I don't really have the confidence to take it to the next level or even make an attack. So I'm just gonna take it easy here, make sure I don't screw everything up, which I nearly do there, and just keep this person in my sights. Alright, and I seem to have completely lost the... Oh, of course, he seems to have a problem. In fact, he's been overtaken by the Spaniard. So the Dutchman's been overtaken by the Spaniard. And I am catching up to the leader. Now we got to start looking at fuel efficiency again. Mess that up. Oh, and I've still got my penalty to deal with. Second left on the penalty. Now, what I learned in this game today is don't try and serve a penalty during the race. It's such a waste of time. All that happens is, I don't know, maybe there's a good way to do it, but what I've discovered is you can slow down and they don't drop your penalty. Like you take your foot off the gas in a place you're normally accelerating, and they don't decrease the penalty. You actually have to go on the brakes. So you go on the brakes, let's say the guy in front of you is a second away. By the time you've taken a 2-second penalty off, he's 5 or 6 seconds ahead of you. So the penalty system is whacked. Basically, you just leave it right to the end. In theory, you can go over the line with a penalty. I nearly lost it there. Oh my goodness, I nearly lost it there. And I think this is where my confidence goes, and I just decide, okay, let's bring this baby home and I hit the wall. Okay, now maybe I decide now to be careful and just bring it home. As I was saying, the penalty system in this game really whacked. Just gather your penalty. You'll serve it, I think, automatically at the end of the race, of course. And if I'm not mistaken, if you get it going into pits, I'm not so sure about that, because I actually got this one going into pits. What doesn't happen either, if you have a penalty and you crash, you don't automatically get that penalty removed. Even if the crash costs you 10 or 20 seconds, they don't take the penalty away, which is also ridiculous. Could be sitting staring at a wall for 10 seconds. It won't take your 2-second penalty away. Okay, so this is the second time I've finished second in this race, but this is definitely the fastest race I've ever had, because I think the finishing time was 2:27 and my best time so far was 2:50. Just scrub off the last bit of the penalty. Yeah, so 19, 20, 26 seconds roughly. And I think before that I was like 1950 or something. So that was a good one.